misconduct in office for the purpose of filing a verified complaint for impeachment if warranted. It was on this account that this office conducted an initial evaluation on the complaint. My question to you is, what meaning should be attached to this statement of yours regarding the alleged commission of serious misconduct?
Well, any conduct that is intentionally done, which is not just, which is not proper, which is in violation of law, that to me encompasses the phrase serious misconduct.
In this connection, may I read to you a portion of the decision in several cases, more particularly in the case of Salcedo versus Inting, ruled by the Honorable Supreme Court, wherein it stated, the misconduct must also have a direct relation to and be connected with the performance of official duties.
Yes, sir.
In other words, it is not any misfeasance or malfeasance, but it is an act violative of the rules and the law in connection with the performance of official duty. Now, the addressee here is Chief Justice Corona. Will you be kind enough to let this honorable court, what is the scope of that serious misconduct you are referring to in this letter?
It encompasses anything that violates the law. In this case, he is charged to have accumulated wealth that is purportedly, grossly disproportionate to his income.
I thought, but I'll not take issue with you there because the law, the jurisprudence on the point we have placed on record, Your Honor, already. Now, when you were furnished with this report of the AMLA pursuant to your request,
Yes.
I hope you went over the same, and as you said many times.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, could you now affirm under oath that the contents of the said report are accurate, correct, and in accordance with law?
Whether or
Based
not
on your
the
exam-
contents of that report is accurate, correct, or in accordance with law, I would not have any way of knowing.
I see. So that is
Because
beyond.
that was furnished to me
Yeah.
by the AMLA.
So that is beyond your comprehension.
What do you mean beyond my comprehension? I don't understand it.
Yes.
Beyond my competence, yes, but not beyond my comprehension.
Well, how did you understood the figures mentioned in there? Were they accurate? Were they correct?
Well, the presumption is that since I was given this document, the presumption is that these are documents correctly reflected in the data of the AMLAC.
What verification did you undertake, if you did, in connection with the accuracy of the figures therein stated?
I could not go directly to the bank to verify whether the data entered here are correct or
How
not.
about any of your people or person under you, Madam Ombudsman? None conducted any inquiry?
From the bank?
Yes.
No.
There were no inquiries as to whether these alleged withdrawals are covered by any withdrawal slip?
No.
The deposit that you mentioned, it could not, or was not ascertained as to whether there were deposit slips covering the same?
No.
On the dates mentioned therein?
No.
All right. So, apparently you give us the impression that, pardon the language, you swallowed hook, line, and sinker the entire contents of the document submitted to you in response to your letter.
Again, I say the presumption is that they would give to me correct information.
And that presumption was never verified by you.
I could not verify it. I cannot go to the bank. Could not do that.
Yes.
Remember yesterday you were talking about confidentiality of bank deposits?
Yes.
To which I retorted that, are you admitting that these bank deposits exist?
Well, how could I make that? I'm the one propounding the question. Are you cross-examining me?
I'm reminding you about what transpired yesterday, Mr. Justice.
Well, I have not forgotten what transpired yesterday. Precisely the basis of my cross-examination, my additional direct questioning now. Because you have people, according to you, who have assisted you in connection with the determination of the truth. allow me
with
to
the
finish.
analysis.
Allow me to finish. If Your Honor, please, may we request that the witness be
Madam, with your
reminded.
indulgence,
Okay.
Allow me to
let the
finish.
counsel finish.
I submit, Your Honor.
Yes, all right. Now, in that, I withdraw the former. In that analysis that you made, did you ask for the assistance of any of the people in your office to determine the truth of what appears in this report submitted to you by the AMLA before?
No, Your Honor, we are not allowed to determine the truth of what appears there.
I thought the purpose of your request for assistance
Yes.
is to be able to ascertain the truth of the
Determine the
matters.
existence.
Wait, allow me to finish.
Sorry.
I'll give you.
Mea culpa.
Thank you. I thought your purpose was to ask the assistance of the AMLA to enlighten you on what they have in connection with this complaint of the various complainants before you. Right?
Let me read my letter to the AMLAC. Saan na yung letter ko? 24, February 24. My request was for the assistance of the AMLAC vis-a-vis the present investigation being conducted by our office rather, on account of the letter complaint of Riza Ontiveros et al., by way of providing relevant information bearing on the financial transactions, if any, of the respondent and related transactions.
In the reply that you received, was there any statement relative to the financial transactions that you were asking assistance?
They furnished me a copy of the 17-page document and the 4-page summary of transactions.
What transactions are you referring to, Madam Ombudsman?
Bank transactions, financial, to be more accurate.
They are transactions involving deposits and withdrawals, nothing more.
Not necessarily.
Yeah. Were you able to ascertain whether these bank accounts reflected in the report are actually existing?
Again, I said earlier, how can I determine if they're actually existing when I
I'm
cannot
not
go to the
asking
bank?
you how you can determine, but what I'm asking you is, did you determine?
Already,
your office.
already answered. She said already that she did not go to the
Bank.
To the bank. She did not go to the records. She relied on the report of AMLA, and she presumed the veracity of the report of an agency authorized by law to handle this type of problem.
Yes, but were you able to ascertain whether there is any investigation conducted by the AMLA
May
in
I
connection?
object, Your Honor, please?
Allow me to finish, and I'll give you all the opportunity.
Madam Ombudsman, will you kindly allow him to finish so that
Mr. Presiding Justice, it was he who talked.
Mea culpa.
I hope he's not appointed ombudsman, Your Honor.
I hope
because
so
there will be
too.
a conflict of authority
Senador.
already.
who was talking?
I was the one, Your Honor. I'm
You
sorry.
see, the presiding officer is getting confused, cannot get who is talking. By the way, will you please object if you want to object, so that I will know that you are objecting to the question.
I was objecting, Your Honor, please.
All right.
All right, anyway,
There is no question, man.
will you kindly repeat your question?
All right.
Counsel?
If there is any, because I do not recall making any question. Based on your examination of the report given to you by the AMLA people, were you able to ascertain which of these accounts mentioned in your power presentation are still existing?
No, Your
Objection, Your
No,
Honor,
no.
please.
Already answered.
May I object?
Let the witness answer.
No, Your Honor.
All right. So as of today, based from your knowledge, the court cannot deduce which of these, based from your testimony, there could be no conclusion or finding to be made by the court which of these accounts allegedly still exist
Objection, Your Honor. May I?
What is the basis of the objection?
The objection is based on the fact that the witness has repeatedly said that she has relied on presumptions of law, specifically Rule 131, Section 2, and Section 44 of Rule 130. Rule 130, Section 44 establishes the presumption that entries in official records made in the performance of duty by a public officer of the Philippines or by a person in the performance of a duty enjoined by law are prima facie evidence of the facts stated therein. Moreover, under Rule 131, Section 2, it is a conclusive presumption that official duty has been regularly performed. And the witness has already answered that she has relied on those presumptions when she dealt with the information from the AMLAC.
So that we finish this, let the ombudsman answer. She's a very intelligent witness.
Your question, Mr. Justice, is that whether I verified if these
Whether you
accounts
whether
still
you came
exist.
to know which of these accounts is still existing and whether they still contain deposits.
You said as of today.
At the time when you examined
No,
it,
you stated as of today.
I'm not saying that.
No, you
That's
said
not
that.
part of the
Let's
question.
go by the transcript of stenographic
I'm
notes.
withdrawing that. I'm
All
asking
right.
you another question.
So no, the answer is no.
All right.
No, you did not. All right. That's all, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you, Madam Ombudsman.
Recross?
Thank you too.
Nothing, Your Honor, please.
No more recross?
No more recross.
All right. Thank you,
We are,
Madam.
we are through.